All right, so now we're going to go over the answers for the World War II pop quiz. I want to make sure that you understand that this is a way to, the pop quiz does not count as a grade. This is a way for you to see what you understand. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the answers without going over those specific questions. This is just stuff you need to make sure that you understand. However, we're going to read each question of some of them, read the entire question, and kind of take notes as we go and explain everything. So first, right here, you can pause the video so you can take your time to write these. But like number 2 and number 4, we're going to read specifically. 9, 11, 13, and 15 we'll read specifically. But these you should know, these ones that are already kind of checked, you can check your answers. And then we'll read those last couple ones. And then 20 and 21 we should have a good understanding of. All right? Now, we have World War II. World War II is started in Europe. But this is U.S. history. So when before World War II first happened, the neutrality acts were passed prior to the U.S. entering into World War II because the United States wanted to remain out of European affairs and readopted the policy of this after World War I. We know isolationism. The United States wanted to remain isolated and did not want to get involved in other people's affairs. Now, so neutrality is going to be a law, it's going to be an act, it's going to be issued by the United States. However, there's going to be a shift, all right? And here's a quote from President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He said, if your neighbor's house is on fire, you do not sell him a hose, you give him it. Then you have to take it back after the fire is out. Now, why would you do such a thing? It helps your neighbor and makes sure that the fire doesn't spread to your house. And this is why this is a major shift in policy for the United States. They go from neutrality to now openly tying ourselves with a certain country. And this is known as the Lend-Lease Acts. So, why did Congress pass the Lend-Lease Acts, which amended, meaning got rid of, changed the neutrality acts? And their aim, again, guys, here is a very important term. Allow the U.S. to lend military equipment and supplies to any nation the United States said was, put it in quotes, circle it, underline it, do something, vital to the defense of the United States. Again, if there's a fire burning and it's trying to spread to a country that will prevent it from spreading to us, we are going to provide them with aid. Now, this is also important to understand because we know there's some civil rights issues that are also going on during this time period. So we have a guy by the name of A. Philip Randolph. A. Philip Randolph was Dr. Martin Luther King before Dr. Martin Luther King, okay? He is going to be the first to truly propose a march on Washington. King, and of course, will eventually we'll actually see that march on Washington. But A. Philip Randolph is the guy, and a very important name we need to recognize. Now, A. Philip Randolph proposed a march on Washington to ensure that discrimination would not be occurring in industries that were producing all of this war material. And so FDR is going to respond, and he's going to issue an executive order that called on employers and labor unions to cease discrimination in hiring practices in industries related to defense. So if you were getting money from the United States of America to help build up the military and defense during World War II, you had to immediately end all discrimination. Now, as we can see here, this is probably the best map you'll see of World War II because it puts the United States right in the center. And it's very important to understand because this is where we start to see that World War II will be fought on two fronts. In two fronts. We're going to call it the European theater, okay? And then you're also going to call it the Pacific theater. Over here in the European theater, we will be fighting, the main enemy will be Germany. In the Pacific theater, the main enemy will be Japan. So we can see where these supplies are going because there's two fires burning. Now, after the United States entered World War II, people of certain ethnic backgrounds, such as Japanese, were sent into internment camps because they were considered enemy aliens. What other groups were also sent to these internment